from Bibbin Sales come out to help me today with the Polaris, and of course when we did the run he's videoing me instead of the screen, so now we're going to show you on the screen. So here's what's interesting, and Vince and I have been debating this. You see the dark blue line, that's stock ypipe stock, and without spending a lot of time and boring you guys, we had 149 right where my little mouse is there. We had, wait a minute, something isn't right here. Like going from Windows. Oh, I gotta drag the line. My keyboard, my computer geek was out, and my keyboard, she had to reload. For some reason I got a bad keyboard. Okay, so I had 149.06. Now we've been struggling. The Polaris ypipe's pretty good, so now we make a DynoPort Y, a proto, and Vince, being a trail guy, his eyes lit up because over here, darn Windows, over here at 7,500 we had 3 horsepower more and more torque. Then if you follow the blue line up, we're a little higher and we're a horse better, not quite a horse. We were 149 6 or 8, 6/10 better. So still, yeah, 83, 8/10 better. So a nice gain over stock. I want to see 2 to sell it, but I was a little excited about it. We finally beat Polaris. So then we'll go to the other day, and Dave, he's a computer geek. He knows this Windows, I can't get rid of this high oil temp, but which has nothing to do with our testing. So this run here the other day we made 160. Yeah, 160.69 at 82. And here's what I love as a racer and a trail rider. We had a nice broad band at 83. We're still making 160. If I can get it to 84, we're still making 160 at 84. And then if we come all the way back to, come on, 81, we're 159. So that's a 300, almost 400. We're still good at 8. So easy to clutch. Now here's the interesting thing too for all you techno geniuses. We ran this the other day when it wasn't quite as cold as today. Today we got pretty good air. It's around just above sea level. So good winter air. Where's the plug? Take a look at this plug, guys. If we were an old jet motor, I'd say we're still a jet rich. So we just ran a 20-second wide open, no controller, our mountain pipe, which is a little tighter, and we still got a rich plug. So you guys that are out there buying controllers, I really don't know why. Because I might be wrong on a 3-mile cornfield or Canadian lake, you may need it. So now here's the debate. So Vince and I thought that the ypipe was decent for the trail, but we did want more peak horsepower. So now we take the ypipe with the pipe the other day that made 160.5, and keep in mind the other day too, our ypipe peaked 100 RPM sooner, which is usually the sign that you're not going to make the peak power you should. You'll make a little more torque, but this is a clutch motor. So here we are, 8,300 we peaked at 158, so we're down 3. 8,200 we're 157, and 81 we're 155. So a little narrower band. So then Vince was saying how great the peak torque was on the ypipe deal, and the peak torque was 10, what was it, Vince? 103, 103.5. Yeah, 103.5 too. So me, being the race guy, went back and looked at my band that I like. I looked at my torque curve is down here, but when we get up here, guess what, guys? My peak torque is exactly the same. So my peak torque is 100 and, I know it was 103. I'm going by it.
Right there, 103.5.
I'm looking at brake torque. Yeah, 103.55. So my torque is actually 300ths better. So very interesting. The reason we're doing this is so all you guys can see kind of what we go through in the dyno room. And then since Vince is a Polaris tech, I want him to add a couple comments on what he thinks on this fuel, on what's going on. He's going to tell you effect timing versus fuel curve. And guys, the other thing we're doing, we don't have our air fuel gauge on today. We're doing it old school. Like I said, we're going off the spark plug. And if this thing was detonating, we wouldn't be making the power. So Vince, I
think the big debate is, do we like the DynoPort ypipe or not? Because I like how it made more power in the mid-range and was maybe down a horse or two at peak, but you say you made the same torque without the Y. So I guess the debate is, do we like the Y or do we not?
Well, here's where I'm going to go. I think for a trail guy, I would agree with you. We made 0.8 of a horsepower more. We made 3 horse more at a lower RPM. In fact, we were 100 RPMs lower. The guy could load his clutch. In trail riding, it would be torqueier. So, me being greedy as a pro stock racer, I know we can't have that torque. We've seen this before in Y-pipe development. We can have the best of both worlds. So I think what I'm going to do, we're going to continue on. I would like to see a Y-pipe that made at least a horse more, or 1.8 like our Skidoo and Cat stuff does. We still got a few ideas from seeing the new 850 E-Tech. They've come up with a different curve on the bottom. So we're going to continue with this, and I kind of agree with Vince. I think the Y-pipe we've got isn't a bad deal if a guy's just going to run the stock pipe. But as we all saw, with our pipe, we needed the higher RPMs, the airflow to really make the power. The other thing too, I've seen a lot of guys' pipes are way off compared to the stock on torque. Our pipe at that 160.5, we're actually better than stock from, well, back here, I want to say, back to my darn, I used to be able to drag this quick with my old DOS. From 76 on up, 77 up, we've got the stock beat. So trail riding or racing, there's no comparison. I guess what I'm amazed at, I thought Arctic Cats were rich, but we just made 160.5. Our Arctic Cat was a 153 baseline, made 163.5 with stock fuel, Y-pipe and a pipe. We're 160.5 from 149 with just a pipe. So to be continued, guys. I hope this gives you a little thought. Vince, thanks. Time to pull the Y-pipe and put another one on. You're not going home yet. How do we stop this?